Oh, what's up? This is maybe a weird topic to be videoing, but what keeps you up at night? I'm gonna tell you what kept me up last night. I woke up in the middle of the night and I don't know exactly why I started thinking about these things. Whether that's like some guilt inside of me, or if it's concern for the world, maybe people in my life. I'm also reading this book called Stillness is the Key. And it's talked a lot about slowing everything down for your mind, body, and spirit. And I think it's been, maybe pretty insightful as far as like what types of things actually take us away from this path that we're supposed to be on in order to continue to grow and mature spiritually and be in touch with ourselves and like cultivate intimate relationships and healthy responses to external stimulus, stuff like that. So I woke up middle of the night, could not go back to sleep, and my mind was just racing, and all it was doing was listing out all the things that I think are getting in the way of the world, for people to just live out their best life. And this list is honestly, it was like extensive, and I could not rest. I could not sleep thinking about all these things that are distracting us and occupying our brain space and our time and our energy. And I just feel like we're wasting so much, and I don't know. So I kind of want to just talk about this list and get it off my chest, because maybe it'll be helpful to you, maybe not. I don't know. So I was coaching. I was even coaching just a little while ago, and while they were doing the Metcon, I could not help but like I started thinking about this list again, and I'm like, I need to write this shit out, because I should not be trying to, well, first of all, I shouldn't be trying to drive, make a video and read off this picture on my phone, but you know, this is where I think I have good thoughts when I'm driving. Okay, this is a very long list, so bear with me. And if you get offended, if you happen to be watching this, I know I don't have a lot of viewers, and that's okay. You know, I make these videos for me, not you. But if they're helpful, then they're for you. If you feel convicted or attacked or some kind of desire inside of you that just makes you not feel good about yourself because of what I'm saying, then like, I don't know, maybe you should lean into that. And dude, it's just speeding like crazy. Anyway, so this was my list, and not in any specific order necessarily, but me and Jamie are also going through this plastic detox, and that was kind of like the thing that like kicked it off. I'm like, man, if this is impacting our health and preventing us from being our best version of ourselves, or being able to do things with our body that we were designed to do, aka having babies, then like, and all these other things that I've kind of come across in my health walk. But okay, so number one, sports and athletes. When people just hyper focus, they just binge watch sports, or they always want to look at the stats of the game, and they just follow this roller coaster of emotions that what their team does is like they identify with who they are. And that's kind of like the theme of all of these things is a little bit of any of these things. Some of them actually 0 bit would be the best, but a little bit of some of these things is not necessarily a bad thing, but it is a bad thing if you only have so much bandwidth, and if you were to eliminate a few of these things to create more space for things that are actually going to be very fruitful in a positive way and a good fruit. If it's going to provide good fruit, that's what we need to make time for. We can't just do things that are culturally normal if it's not producing good fruit. If it's not making you the best version of who you are. I mean, if it's keeping you sane and level-headed to some degree, that's okay. And that's where I say like a little bit of sports or having a favorite athlete and looking at the highlight reels is like, it's not a bad thing. But too much of that can be a bad thing, and too little of too many things that are bad can add up to being a bad thing. So that's kind of where I'm headed with this conversation. Is so sports athletes. I put this one down there because I was thinking about it. I know microwave and Wi-Fi. Bluetooth technology, like there's been studies out there that those types of things can actually impact mental health and all those wave signals that are just going throughout the air. So that I put microplastics on here. Mostly for me, it's an endocrine disruptor is what I've learned, and if it's preventing us from, if it's screwing up our hormones, causing us not to be able to make babies or struggle with fertility, then obviously that's not good. Palate pleasing foods. So the idea there is like people who just constantly want they want the best sandwich, and they have these. It's okay to have your favorite restaurants, but to always be seeking like the best version of everything, and it's like, oh well, I just get bored eating eggs. So I always have to have this egg sandwich, and it has to be cooked a certain way. And it's like, man, food is food. So like, don't be seeking palate pleasing meals all the time. I feel like that's such a trap. Entertainment, and comes in many different forms. Entertainment is a broad category. So obviously sports would be one of them, but I'll keep going. Cell phones in general can be very addictive and distracting. It is a piece of technology. It's a screen. It should not have so much control in our lives. Social media, obviously that can be on your phone, but social media in general, you kind of get more to that. Whether you believe you are or not, you're being influenced, you're being marketed to, you're comparing yourself to other people, you're looking for affirmation by getting likes and all that kind of stuff. So like social media is toxic. Shopping trends, like trying to keep up with, again, this kind of goes back to marketing. If you're being marketed to by what other people are doing around you, or what they're wearing, or what the top models or influencers are starting to like wear. And so if you're just being influenced by trends, so shopping trends is one of them. Television or streaming, that's huge. I can't believe, not that I look in people's windows, but when I go for walks in the evenings and you see like television, like same houses all the time, just constantly running the television, and we don't even turn the TV on at my house. And I'm not saying I'm perfect at any of these things, because I definitely struggle with some of these things to a degree, but television is so toxic. Music, if you can't be quiet and like just pay attention to your thoughts, process some things and whatnot. If you always need music in the background, I'll tell you, it's a huge disruptor for your mental health, whether you believe it or not. Social media, shopping trends, sugar, specifically added sugar. I would say it was a huge one, obviously. Very bad for us. Leading in, results in hormone disruptor and type 2 diabetes and all sorts of bad things. Not to mention our satisfaction with non-sugary foods goes down the more that you have sweetened foods. Ultra processed foods, so things that are in boxes and bags and go through bleaching processes and have additives that cause them to allow them to last longer, stuff like that. Basically, if it's not a whole food, like red alert, seed oils, those are super inflammatory. Not good at all. So getting away from those. I'm gonna probably speed up just a little bit because I'm home, and that means my cue is to just walk inside and be done with this. But fake sugar, sugar alternatives, aspartame, sucralose, even stevia, like all those fake sugars have the same effect. Like, they will still spike your insulin to a degree, and you kind of rely on the sweetness of the thing instead of the thing. So like, if you only like coffee with sugar in it, then it's like you probably don't like coffee. So learning to like coffee would be a benefit to you. However, coming up next is caffeine. Being addicted to caffeine, or feeling like you need to have caffeine all the time. Like, caffeine does disrupt your sleep, whether you realize it or not. I've talked to a lot of people and they're like, well, I can have caffeine and fall asleep. But it's like, that's okay to think that, but you don't know the depth of your sleep. You don't know if you're getting great sleep. And I feel like caffeine, if you're just relying on caffeine to give you that boost every day, that's a trap. Comfort creep. Basically just seeking comfort in every single thing and only doing what isn't challenging to you. So avoiding learning new things and sitting in the same spot every single time you go to church, or always having the AC on. Just always defaulting to the same routines all the time because it makes you as comfortable as possible and not willing to be uncomfortable. Google or AI culture. So relying on, like, you have a question that pops up in your head. The first thing you do is, what do? We just Google it. Don't just ponder on it. Don't just have a conversation around the topic. Don't just let the idea go and fade away, because it's probably going to, and it's probably irrelevant for the most part. But so I don't know. I'm not saying, again, some of that is good, but if we rely on it too heavily, like, there's got to be a balance there. Overworked. So obsessing over your work and always feeling like, oh, I got more work to do. There's always going to be more work to do, this kind of thing. So being overworked or thinking about work too much, I truly believe is a not normal and something that's going to take up so much bandwidth where you're not actually able to be present in the areas of your life that you need to be, or maybe improve in the areas of your life that need improvement. Status, money, always looking for the next promotion, always looking for the next opportunity, always trying to buy the next more expensive vehicle, or just elevate ourselves through that comparison model that we talked about. Alcohol, that's pretty obvious. Not being like sober-minded is a beautiful thing, and if you're relying on pills or alcohol or medications, and I don't know, just, it's obviously not a great thing. Even Jesus drank wine, but he drank wine during very special events, and I'm would assume that he had wine, but he did not get drunk on wine ever. So medication, or I said makeup and hair. So having too much emphasis on how you look, beautifying yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror constantly. I see this, taking videos of yourself and then posting it and then hoping for feedback or whatever. For women, that might be like, even obviously like Botox in the lips and makeup to make you look like this version of yourself that you're actually not. You take all that stuff off, that's you. That's who God designed you to be. God did not design you to put all this artificial stuff on your face and make you look the most appealing to yourself or other people. Like, God made you the way you are for a reason, and you should just fully accept that. I think men too, whether it's being obsessed with your abs or getting to this certain look, and not that we shouldn't feel very confident with ourselves, and sometimes it takes putting on the makeup, building the body to make ourselves get to that level of confidence. But usually when people achieve that, it's good to start letting go of needing it, because ultimately, if we eliminate all these things out of our life, you're gonna have a nice body. Especially like if you're not distracted by all these things, you're gonna make more time for like these healthy outlets like working out and whatnot. So pornography, I know that's an issue in our culture, like internet culture. Like ever since the internet became a thing, and especially since we carry internet in our pockets, obviously teenagers have access to this stuff at a young age. Young men, older men probably struggle with this. I know I've had my hiccups with it in the past. News, trying to stay up to date with all the current events, that's super toxic, and probably not something you should pay attention to too much. Local news is kind of relative, but beyond that, I don't know if it's worth keeping up with everything else. Politics, I'm gonna speed up a little bit. Video games, I've been there, done that. Should not be like constantly looking at your phone trying to play video games and going home and looking forward to binging out for 2 to 3 hours on a video game. Cars, obsessing about cars and how cool mine looks, and I'm gonna get my rims on there and I'm gonna tint my windows, and it's all about this, like, again, that might just come back to I just want to feel confident. And I think you got to find confidence within yourself, not in these external things like your body and your car and your money and your clothes and how good your wife looks and all that kind of stuff. But houses, and my last one on here is cleanliness. I think if you are at home all the time and you are constantly looking at your environment and you're like, oh, well, that needs clean and this needs clean. And I know a few people who their weekly chore routines are extensive because they have to have this level of tidiness in their house. And I think you can go way too far with that. Okay, chores should not actually take all that long. So, but that's my list for you, and whether you like it or not, that is what I have for you today. That whole list, I think there's 25 things that I just listed ish, and like I'm sure the list can keep going, many different things, and any hobby can be too much. But like, if you were to think, what things do I need in my life? What habits should I be cultivating to make me a better human? In my faith, it's, what would draw me closer to God? What would get me more in touch with what would help me be a more successful business owner as far as the impact I can have on other people, helping them create healthy lives? What's going to help me be the best husband? What's going to help me help Jamie be the best version of herself? And it's like, if you were to make a list of all the things that you ought to be doing, and then look at the list of things that you do every single day, and is like, is that actually providing rotten fruit, or is that providing tasteful, healthy fruit? And start to eliminate some of those things in our life that is just not serving us. That's my message, and hopefully you can take away from this is like, maybe cut one or two things out of your life for a while and see what that leads to, and maybe add one or two things. So enjoy. Hope this helps. I know it's helped me over the last few years as I've gone through personal development. See ya.